Thank you all for being here as well. My name is Rachel Curtis. I'm an adult programming coordinator. Kathryn Kauffman. Miss Kathryn Kauffman, all the way from Lexington, joining us here tonight.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you all. My name is Kathryn Kauffman. I'm a psychic medium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to my every Monday night show. This is where we discuss what and who we are in this journey called life. Big shout out to all you guys that are joining here on Instagram. My Monday night buddy, Miss Joy Hall. Paige Denise, George McKinney. Awesome to see you all on here tonight. Special shout out to my neighbor Amber and Ina. It's good to see you from Southern Indiana. Awesome. And Cindy Hall, who we're going to talk about this evening. Hope your ears are burning, Cindy. So, while we are being shut down and not able to work and not able to, get around and see each other and whatnot, businesses are struggling. And so what I've decided to do is on the Monday night shows, I'm going to feature 2 local business people that I endorse, and I want to share the information to you. And this is under empowerment, okay? It's under the energy of empowerment. So the first person I want to bring to you is Krav Maga, Kentucky. And this is an empowering practice. It definitely helps your confidence, helps you feel better about going different places, doing things to know that you are definitely empowered and you can take care of yourself. So big shout out to Robert Jensen and Krav Maga, Kentucky. So if you want to become more empowered, support local business at this time and give them as many shout outs as we can and as much free PR so that their businesses can survive and thrive. Because our economy is all driven off of business and business income. And when we start to see those things kind of be affected, there are some of us like me who can help the situation out by getting the information out to you guys. So special shout out to you, Cindy. And Melissa Begley, big shout out to you. And Miss Cleo, big kisses to you, Miss Cleo. Amber says she can't hear me. I need a couple shout outs on if other people can hear me or not. And Ina says her sound is gone, but Angel says the sound is back. So we had a little bit of a glitch in the sound, but just kind of holler and let me know if the sound is working right now. And can you guys hear me over here on Instagram? A shout out to Bailey and Hekja, I guess. Hekja. So Melissa says she can hear me again. Okay, awesome. So what I was saying is just that in this time where small business is having such a difficulty because of the shutdowns and whatnot. We really want to be supportive because businesses drive the economy, and they provide us with so many wonderful things that we don't normally think about until those things are not available anymore. So awesome. Okay, thank you, Kathy and Jennifer. So the sound is good now. I don't know what happened with the sound. Everything looks good on my end. Maybe it's just a technical deal. But how many of you guys know what the death portals are? I've alluded to it just a tiny bit, but give me a shout out in the comments with your thoughts about, what a death portal is. We certainly know that, a lot of people pass away in the winter. And it's not just because there are colds and viruses and things like that. There are what we call death portals. And this was something that I noticed, I would say probably in 1980 and 1990, especially when I did ICU nursing. I kind of noticed that the death rates would jump dramatically from October the 1st all the way through around Valentine's Day on February the 14th. So I started looking at why that is. And so this is something that is just, it's my theory. There's nothing on it about this on the internet. And so that's why I wanted to give you this information in a show, because there is no reference to this, but it's something that I've definitely noticed over the last 3 or 4 decades. Shout out to Veronica Poor. Let me make sure I've covered everybody. Big shout out to Angel Lee, Martha Theobald, one of my favorite people in the whole world. Awesome to see you here. Chastity Ramirez, Jennifer Hope Cropper, and let's see, over here on Instagram, we don't have anybody new. Y'all need to recruit for me on Instagram. You need to share this video with your friends. Which is another way you can help small business, is go ahead and hit that share button on your Facebook page now and share this out in your feed. That helps the show dramatically. Tell people about the show. Tell them Monday night at 7, you got to watch this crazy lady give us all this wild information. Shout out to Angela and Jen Sabo and Paula Carter. Hi, thanks. Thanks for joining me tonight. Okay, back to the death portal, because we need to know about this. It's a significant time of year, but it's right about October the 1st through February the 14th. And what these are outflow vortices. I did another show on what is a portal or what is a vortex. And I'm going to link that to the edited version of this before it goes up on YouTube. So when this show goes up on YouTube, you're going to have a link in the description box on what is an outflow exit portal or vortice. So if you want to know more about that, just follow that link on the YouTube channel, Kathryn Kauffman, and I will leave a link to the YouTube channel in the comments after the show, so that you can go and look at the Monday Night Live playlist and find the video. But when this video is edited and uploaded, in the description, it will have that link there. So these are outflow or exit vortices that develop from October the 1st through October the 14th. And they really conduct spiritual energy in an outward fashion, away from the physical. So we have two things going on here. We have a reduction of light, because this time of year, the light is reduced dramatically, and the energy of the general environment is a dying type of energy where things naturally die off, things recede or die back. And so the energy of death and dying, which is a natural process, is extremely high in the environment. Now, some of the things that happen with the reduction in light is there are areas in your retina that sunlight cues or triggers, and it causes a release of serotonin. And so without those cues or triggers, you're much more likely to experience depression in the wintertime when the days are shorter. And when when your body and your mind is in a state of negative resonance, which depression is, that leads to cellular malfunctions. And if any of you guys have any questions about this, just put them in the comments. So Amber wants to know, are these the portals we go through when we die? Yes, absolutely. And there are more of them in this season than in summer, spring, and fall. The winter months from October the 1st through February 14th, there seem to be more of these death portals and more people that are exiting from the physical into the spiritual realm. So George McKay says Gino Giacopelli. So is that like an author, George? Give us a little bit more on that, because I had not heard of that person before, and that might be something that we need to know about. Okay, so if you're in a state of negative resonance, that is going to cause more cellular malfunction, which is going to cause more illness and disease. Now, here's another thing that goes on is not only is the energy of death and dying high in the environment, but the magnetic pull of the vortices is actually stronger at this time of year because it's cold. Now, if you've ever seen or heard or read anything about the function of magnets, what cold does to a magnet is the temperature of the magnet actually affects its strength. The atoms that comprise the magnets vibrate more slowly and less randomly when cold. And so the result is a better alignment of the atoms that generate the magnetic field, boosting its strength. So these vortices or portals are extremely strong at this time of year, which causes it to be very difficult for people who have problems in the same time of year. So what you're going to notice is that there'll be a dramatic number of people and pets that leave at this time of year because the pull of these death portals is extremely strong. And for a lot of people, the pull is kind of cyclic at the same time every year. So what I wanted to hit on was some of the things that the retrieval of the light causes in the human body. So we know that light regulates our sleep. It also regulates our hormones. It regulates the body's hormonal reaction to wavelengths of light. That's kind of what regulates our circadian rhythm, our biological clock, which affects our cognition, our blood pressure, our immune system, our metabolism, and our wake sleep cycle. So it's affecting almost every area of our life. And another thing that the death portals do when you get this pull from that is an inability for people to stay grounded at this time of year. So let me see what other questions. So Ina wants to know, so would all of this be reversed in the southern hemisphere? Yes. And because we have more light, we have a stronger connection to being grounded. You know, people are going outside, they're enjoying the earth, they're connecting with it. They may go on hikes, they may have picnics, they may just sit outside on the porch. And all of those are grounding things that keep us here in the physical. But with the introduction of the loss of light, but also the increase in magnetism because of the cold, then we have this extreme pull from these death portals that occur during this time. And we have another quality or thing in here to consider is the inability to stay actively grounded, because inclement weather prevents us from going out and connecting with the earth, and we need that physical connection to the earth to keep us rooted in the physical. And so less activity outside decreases our connection to the physical structures and the physicality of the earth. So let me check for questions. So Cindy wants to know, can it affect how we might heal from illnesses? Absolutely. There's going to be a slowing of recovery from it, an illness, and some illnesses may not be recovered from, hence more people leaving at this time of year. So let's talk about, who are the people that are at risk during this time. So it's anyone who has physical health problems or severe health issues at the same time every year. And, sometimes we don't think about it, but you really should look back at the pattern of when you get sick and the months that it happens in and the severity. So a few of us will notice that at certain times of the year, our health is always worse. And so if you're noticing that your health is always worse, or you have your big illness from October 1st through February the 14th, you have to take measures to prevent future occurrences from happening. So Melissa says, hug trees year round. Oh, you're so right. Because increased grounding is one of the things that we do for that, Melissa. And just being able to go out and sit with your back to a tree is one of the best things to keep you grounded, to keep you in the physical here and now. And I think it really sort of enhances and embellishes the connection to the physical, or the connection to earth, because trees are one of the biggest things that we have that keep us rooted in this physical existence. So other people who are at risk during this time of year is any person who's had multiple health problems that always seems to be tugging at them to leave. So it's like a person who has one problem after another. First they get over this, and then they get that, and then they have something else. So it's the person with multiple issues that is at risk because their physical life force is not strong enough to keep them rooted here. And so they're very susceptible to these death portals during this time of year. So Cindy says, now I understand why I feel the need to go outside and have a picnic in the snow. Oh, that was such a draw for me today. I wanted so bad to take David and go outside and have a picnic. I so relate to that because I absolutely love snow, and we just did not have time to do that today. So it was a shame, but I have the same feeling that you do, Cindy. So Courtney says, I believe seasonal affective disorder plays a huge role in our illnesses right now. Yes, it absolutely does, just because the light affects our body so much. Why, Courtney, is because each strand of DNA in your body is comprised of exactly 1,000 photons, which are light particles. And so we're made of light. And when that light is retreating and taken from us, our bodies and our spirits can definitely feel that. And it definitely plays a huge role in illnesses at this time of year. So if you want to, Courtney, go back on my YouTube channel. I did a show not last Monday night, but the Monday before, specifically about how to deal with seasonal affective disorder and all about it. And I'm going to leave a link in the comments section, link to the YouTube channel. So you can, anybody who wants to watch the seasonal affective disorder show can go on there and do that. So, we know this is a rough time of year. We know that a lot of people are susceptible to leaving, and it's that strong magnetic pull that the cold actually accentuates that magnetic pull to these extra vortices. Now let's talk about what can we do to prevent. How do we get to stay? That's the question. Okay, so one of the biggest things that is awesome for grounding, if you can't get out in inclement weather, is a foot salt lamp. I will try to leave a link to some in the comments from Amazon that I found. I want to give a big shout out to my daughter-in-law, Brooke Lawrence, in Paducah, Kentucky. She has the most wonderful massage spa. It's called A Touch of Relaxation. So any of you guys in that area, I will leave a link to her Facebook page. Definitely look her up. But she got me this wonderful foot lamp, salt foot lamp. It is the best thing that I've ever found for grounding. And all you have to do is turn it on. It takes about 30 minutes to warm it up. You're going to put your feet on it, and all of the stress and the worry and the anxiety seems to drain out through the feet, and it grounds out into the salt. Salt has been such a wonderful cleansing agent and grounding agent for thousands of years. And it is one of the best things, especially in the winter, for people who are at risk of leaving to use, because it provides not only kind of a ionic aura cleansing, but extreme grounding and connection to something that's a substance of the earth. Special shout out to Richie Carolyn Gramble. Good to see you. So wonderful to see you. Yes, and she can attest to the effects of one of those salt lamps. They are phenomenal for dealing with any kind of stress or any kind of chronic illness. Absolutely wonderful. And I like I said, I will try to leave you a link to an Amazon purchase if you want one of those. Now, another thing, if the weather is not inclement, you can definitely go outside to ground. I'm going to leave a link to my YouTube video on just grounding and all the things that are involved with that, so that you know all the different kinds of grounding that you can do. But anything that you can do to get outside and get your feet on the ground, touch nature, put your back up against a tree, take a long walk, really be present in the physicality of your existence and how you're connected to the earth. And that will go a long way to keep your physical connection from being pulled away by these death portals. Another thing is, if you know that you get sick during this, interval, and you see that cyclically every year, go ahead and start doing like some seasonal prepping for your immune system, antioxidant boosting, maybe even start grounding exercises way before they're needed, so that you can really strengthen that physical bond before these portals open. Another thing that we definitely do is make sure that your circadian clock is regulated, because that's one of the biggest things that gets thrown off at this time of year. And especially right now, today is a full moon in Gemini. And I noticed that this particular moon, hey to Noni over here on Instagram, I noticed that this particular moon was causing a lot of circadian rhythm and kind of interference. And so right now people are having a lot of trouble sleeping. We want to sleep at inappropriate times, and when it's time to go to bed, we're like wide-eyed. So one of the things that you can do for that is called chronotherapy, and I reference more detail to chronotherapy in the video about seasonal affective disorder. So Cindy says, I love my salt lamp, stays year round. The foot salt lamp is a little bit different, Cindy, because it's a round dome and it lays on your floor. and it uses a stronger bulb. The bulb in the foot lamp is, I think it's a 40 watt, and it really warms the salt up a lot. And you put your feet on top of it on the floor. And so what it does is it takes all the negative energy and sort of pulls it down through your body and out through your feet. And the salt is such a grounding, cleansing agent that it grounds you and it cleanses that negative energy. And it is one of the most wonderful things to use if you've had a bad day at work. So what I try to do is I try to heat the foot salt lamp up a couple of hours before David gets home from work. And if he's had a bad day, all he has to do is go in there and put his feet on the salt lamp and relax back in the recliner. And it is, I'm telling you, there's not a better investment. The only other better investment I can think of right now is one of those little fireplaces that you can put in your living room to keep the glow and the crackle of the fire. And hey to Becky Sebrin. Welcome, Becky, to the show. This is a show that I do every Monday night, and we address topics that come up in my sessions every week that clients ask me on a regular basis. So if I find that more than one person is asking similar questions, then I know that that's a topic for the show. And so the live shows here on Monday night at 7 o'clock are saved and put on my YouTube channel. And so there's a bank of answers to all kinds of different questions on the YouTube channel. So we don't, sorry, Becky, we don't do readings. We're just addressing a particular topic, which tonight's topic is death portals from October 1st to February the 4th. And so it has to do with the reduction of light, but also the magnetic pull due to the cold of these outflow vortices. Now, if you want to know more about portals and outflow vortices, I'll leave a link to that show in the comments section. And oh, George, you have got to get one of these. I'm telling you, it is the best purchase that I think I've ever made. But anyway, so that's what the death portals are. If you guys have any more specific questions, just message me here on Facebook, and I will leave all the links that you need to in the comments section. And I will see you next Monday night for another episode of Monday Night Live. I hope you guys have a great week. And just for you, Becky, I do a free psychic reading, a 3-card reading on my Facebook page every Friday. It's called Fun Friday. Tune in there and participate in the free reading every Friday. And it's a channeled reading, so it's not a reading that's out of a book or off of a certain card and a certain, interpretation. So I'll see you guys next week. Kisses from Kentucky. You guys have a fabulous one.